Hey everyone!
Hey, I'm Stan.
And I'm Terry.
And we are
Hill on Two Wheels!
Hey, so we last week we said we had something big coming.
A big announcement.
And this is it. Check it out. We got some shirts, guys. Gary and Mary are our good friends from Fremont, California.
Totally hooked us up.
Totally hooked us up with these shirts.
So generous, and they totally set us up with the designer and the t-shirts, and we're bringing it to you.
It was Jack from
Moto
76. Did an outstanding job on the design. We just love it. We hope you guys like it too. And if you would like to get one, you can go to our website, hillontwowheels.com, and order one there. So we really like them, and thank you, Gary and Mary, very much.
You notice the established in 1962? Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Oh, we do.
Well, we do.
Well, you tell us.
Well, we were established in 1962.
Oh, no, let them tell us.
Okay, leave a comment as to why you think this says we were established in 1962. The first one will get it.
It's a no-brainer. But anyway, without further ado, what's this episode about?
Okay, so we had a comment from a subscriber recently asking us to do a video about riding in the heavily traffic urban areas here in California, the Bay Area, Sacramento. It can be extremely intimidating for riders that aren't used to it. You know, and there is no other way than to get better at it than practice. But there are a few techniques that we could share that have kept us safe over the years of doing it. Terry and I, over the last few years since we started Thunder Rose Magazine NorCal, we're coming up on 200,000 miles of riding in this environment. Just in the last few years.
And we've had some close calls.
We have, but I mean, as part of that's just the nature of the beast. But we want to share with you some of the strategies that I use to keep us safe and to keep us out of harm's way while we're on some of these busy roads here in California. So without further ado, we're going to go to a model that we have set up for you guys to display some of the techniques that I use to keep us safe. And also, while you're watching this, if you have some ideas on how to stay safe out here on the road, please leave comments, because the more of us that are talking about this stuff, the more all of us learn from each other, and the better off for everybody out here riding. So share your thoughts and ideas, and we can all benefit.
Right.
Okay, we are super fortunate today that we have a celebrity cast of riders with us today. We're going to start out with Captain America, followed up by Spider-Man, and last but not least, is the Wolverine. Our grandson Emmett is going to have a blast playing with these guys. Okay, scenario number one, we have some freeway action going on here. We have lane 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lane 1 is the fast lane, in case you weren't sure about that. And then on down, this is where you'd be exiting and entering onto the freeway. Okay, I enter on the freeway, and one of the things that I do is I move as safely and quickly over to lane 1 as possible. And the reason I do that is because when you're in lane 1, you do not have any exposure from your left side. So you're protected from that one side. Usually there's a large fog line on your left side. So if somebody does something crazy or there's an accident up ahead of you, you have a little cushion there to escape to. So we're in heavy traffic on the freeway. Everybody's hitting their brakes. You're always looking way down the road to watch for people hitting their brakes. Cars start slowing down really fast. Now it's time for us on our motorcycles here in California to split lanes. Now remember, your biggest exposure and danger is from your backside, from your 6. So that is why we split lanes, because this guy coming up behind you, if he's on his cell phone, you're in bad shape if he rear ends you. So it's one thing to get rear-ended in a car, completely another thing on a bike. So this is when you split lanes. Now, we split lanes rolling just slightly faster than the speed of traffic. If they're going, say, 20 miles an hour, you're going 30. So you're rolling by. Now, the reason for that is because when people start slowing down on the freeway and they're still moving, in particular, as soon as a little gap opens up here and you're rolling through, this guy's going to try to get that gap, okay? Because they're wanting to get ahead of these guys. So you always have to be aware that people are going to do crazy things. They're going to be changing lanes like that. You need to be prepared to slow down, speed up, whatever you need to do to get yourself away from those type of situations. So always be in a gear where you can accelerate quickly. Okay, scenario number 2, you're splitting lanes and knowing already that people, while they're driving, they're not paying attention. They're doing Facebook, Instagram, whatever, texting their girlfriend or their wife or something. So they're not paying attention, and all of a sudden you get a couple cars that are like that and you can't get through. So that's why you hear these guys rapping their pipes. Let the people know they're there. 9 times out of 10, they're going to get out of the way. You can scoot on through. Occasionally, however, you're going to see somebody, and you can actually see them because you can see their face in the mirror. They're looking right at you. They're pissed off. They're aggravated because they're stuck in traffic, and they do not want you past them. They're going to force you to stop, and that's their whole goal in life, is to not let you proceed at that moment, okay? So here's how I handle that situation. If you split lanes or you do enough freeway driving in California, this scenario will happen to you, guaranteed. So what you want to do in that situation is take a breath, try not to get too pissed off, relax, and eventually there's going to be a gap open up like this, and that's your opportunity. You take this lane and just go around the guy, okay? Now you're down the road, you're safe, out of harm's way, and let him keep being pissed off at the world. So that's how you get rid of that situation in scenario number 2. Okay, scenario number 3. You're splitting lanes, traffic's going slow, and you have a faster rider approaching behind these 2 riders. Now, this rider gets impatient and doesn't want to wait for these riders to get out of his way, so what does he do? He jumps over from splitting between lanes 1 and 2 to now splitting between lanes 2 and 3. Never do this. This is extremely hazardous, not for this guy so much, but these 2 guys here. And here's why. He's coming up. This driver in this car doesn't expect him to be there. All of a sudden he's there. His natural reaction is to move away from him. Same with this guy. He's on down the road. Doesn't even know if he left carnage behind by forcing these 2 cars into the other 2 riders. So that is my pet peeve on the freeway. It doesn't happen a lot, but I do see it occasionally. If you have been maybe doing this in the past without understanding why you shouldn't, please do not split lanes between lanes 2 and 3 when there's already riders splitting between lanes 1 and 2. It's extremely hazardous to the riders between lanes 1 and 2. The best way to do that is to take a breath, be a little patient, let these guys get out of your way, because 9 times out of 10 they will. You can scoot on by and then they'll jump back in. Now it happens to almost all of us both ways. There's always somebody out there that wants to ride faster than you do or slower than you do, and we have to accommodate for that. And the best way to accommodate for these type of things is to take a breath, be a little patient, and not try to force the issue and get somebody hurt. Okay, this is scenario number 4. Now, I just want to take a second here to explain that here in California, lane splitting is legal. It's actually encouraged by the Highway Patrol, and we genuinely hope that all the states allow lane splitting in the future. We know Utah has brought up a new law to allow what they call lane filtering. It's the same kind of thing, but they have different rules about it. And Hawaii's got something in the works too. So that's very encouraging. I think lane splitting should be legal in all states. It's legal in most other places in the world. They actually teach it in Europe as a way of learning how to ride a motorcycle. But anyway, what this scenario signifies is there's a stoplight here and traffic is coming to the red light and you're on your motorcycle. Once again, the biggest danger for you in this situation is this guy behind you or a gal on her cell phone and not stopping, or turned around looking at her kid getting out of the car seat, or whatever the case may be. You stop, boom, you get rear-ended. Don't be that guy. Let's split lanes, get up to the front. I really encourage people to get comfortable with splitting lanes. It's totally legal. It's encouraged to do it, and that saves you from getting rear-ended. Terry and I recently had a very close call while the car that I would have been parked behind, but I split lanes, so he was now right beside me, got rear-ended by a big truck pulling a huge trailer, would have been devastating had we not split lanes, and that was just a few weeks ago. So please, I encourage everybody to learn how to split lanes, get comfortable with it. And all this stuff takes practice, so keep practicing.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching.
Yeah, we really appreciate you joining us, and hopefully you found this informative and helpful, and we gave some tips on how we stay safe out there that you can incorporate into your heavy traffic rides. And like always, please leave your comments. It's helpful to all of us out here. It helps us all stay safe out here on the road. So don't hesitate to leave a comment. We really appreciate them.
And while you're at it, please subscribe.
Yeah, hit that subscribe button. And if you ring the bell, you're going to get notified of our next video.
Yes.
And as always, we really appreciate those thumbs up. So give us a big thumbs up and come back next week. We got another video coming for you. And until then, you guys stay safe out there on the roads, and we'll see you real soon.